the strain of E. coli that's responsible for their infections is different from the E. coli strain that has been reported to cause a national outbreak associated with romaine lettuce from Salinas, California.
That is the key piece of information from the King County Board of Health tonight. They are reporting that 7 people have recently gotten sick from E. coli from raw vegetables or leafy greens. 6 out of 7 reported eating at a local salad chain, Evergreens.
So tonight, the Board of Health is investigating, trying to figure out exactly where that E. coli came from. King 5's Amy Marino joining us live in Seattle's Pioneer Square at one of those Evergreen locations. Amy?
Well, 6 of those 7 people reported eating at one of 4 Evergreens locations around Seattle. It does not necessarily mean the restaurant is to blame. The health department says this is a different strain of E. coli, but the symptoms are still equally as unpleasant. Public Health collected samples from produce at Evergreen restaurant locations. They went over past inspection records. The restaurant tossed out romaine lettuce and sanitized knives, cutlery, and other services. But so far, they say there's no clear explanation for how people who reported eating here got sick. Even more surprising, it's not the same strain causing problems in the romaine lettuce grown in Salinas, California.
At this point, we're looking at a local cluster of E. coli infections that's separate from the national outbreak. It's possible that the national outbreak will expand and there might be additional E. coli strains that are responsible for that outbreak.
King County Public Health is not ruling out the possibility that the source is not tied to the restaurant, but they have these words for anyone who may have gotten sick eating here or anywhere else.
People need to know that if they ate at an Evergreens location and have developed symptoms of E. coli, which can be diarrhea, which sometimes is bloody, nausea, abdominal cramping, stomach pain, that they should seek health care if their symptoms are ongoing.
Public Health says Evergreens has been very cooperative. Tonight, they sent us this statement. Food safety is our top priority. We work every day using best practices so the food in our restaurants is safe and healthy. And keep in mind, 6 of the people who got sick were adults. 1 was a child. The health department is still waiting on a few more DNA tests to make sure if all 7 cases are the exact same strain of E. coli. We're live tonight in Seattle. Amy Marino, King 5 News.